Yo, what's up? It's Michael Faze, and welcome to another Studio Session Monday. On today's topic, I'm going to be covering Euphoric Hardstyle leads. You all asked for it, so, here goes nothing. Now, before we begin, I'd like for you guys to help me out as well by sharing and giving this video a thumbs up on YouTube. It really helps my channel reach more people who want to learn how to make hardstyle and who doesn't want more hardstyle. Without further ado, let's get started. So I created a little melody a few minutes ago, and I did a little bass line so that way we have a little, feel for it. This is what it sounds like right now. So yeah, you can tell it's your average hardstyle melody for euphoric tracks. Now I'm going to be using Serum, and I'm going to also show you an example Inspire, so that way you guys can have a feel for it. To be honest, you can use this method with any synth and you'll probably get a similar result, or if not better. Serum is really good with glide notes and Serum is as well, but I am trying to stay away from Serum for a little bit so you guys don't become Serum heads just like me. Anyways, so the first thing we're going to do with the synth is we're going to set the polyphony to 16. It adds more voices, makes it a lot thicker, and with euphoric music you want it to be like that unless you have a monophonic layer, which is also pretty good with gliding. So yeah, set it to 16. Right now we only have one voice, so we're gonna add enough voices on there. Now the next thing we're gonna do is add the portamento. You're gonna make sure that this is on the mono legato, and then set it to slide or note, whichever you prefer. I usually prefer the slide. And then I set my portamento from 4 to anywhere around here, but to 5.7. And you usually get a good glide from that. From 5.7 you get this. But you want your notes to be a lot longer or shorter in the glide for it to sound pretty cool. Now from around 4 or 3.9. Now you got something pretty cool. The next thing we're gonna add obviously is distortion, and I'm thinking maybe overdrive might give it something cool. So I'm gonna leave it at 6.71. It gives it enough just to distinguish the more harmonic frequencies in there. We're gonna set a filter type. This is based on your preference. I usually go with bandpass, which gives me some pretty cool effects. Then I'm gonna add a warm drive, and key to the track I'll keep it at like 5 around there. I'll give it some resonance just so it has a little bit more like a little bell curve around the high frequencies. It just adds more grit like that. Then I'll bring the cutoff down. Now the next step is to take on the cutoff and sort of set the decay a little bit. Now you got something a little wonky. Then add on to the pitch, maybe see what. Now it's getting a little grimy, which is pretty cool. I might change the wave to a noise or random. This to be kind of slight, just some slight movement on there. Bring the drive up. Also make sure to set the voices to 8 over here, or sometimes you can get some really cool effects from the Reed trigger. Now, what else should we add to this? I know we could probably add some noise. It less obvious and more smooth. The size is generally English, generally up to you on what you want, and the pre-delay I usually set it to around 200, which is give some chorus. It adds more depth into the actual synth. Now if we were to set this to mono, you'd only really get you could change the distortion if you want. Then obviously this is just one synth, and for Euphoric Hardstyle you need more than one. So now next you would want to add something more saw-ish related. Let's edit this. We're gonna edit the glide. The glide is gonna be maybe up to 3.8. I mean 3.8. Mono legato. I'm going to set some saw PWM. Set the width, the wideness to all the way up. Put 4 voices in the unison mode, which essentially is just cloning the oscillator. Then we're gonna edit the density and the detune to get a sound that'll blend with this synth. Give it some clip. Edit the cutoff. Keep the release all the way down, because obviously when you add all the reverb, then it gives it that space, and you don't really need much on the release time, or else it starts to get messy. Sounds pretty cool. Now let's see what we can do with a second oscillator. Now mind you, I'm just going fresh out of my head, so it's gonna go whatever feels right to me right now. So now this sounds like a pretty cool synth. I want to add 4 voices. Keep the width. I'm just gonna say width for this, but keep it right about like 9 o'clock. Because you already have one that's all the way out. Pan them out so that way there's more to the stereo width. Then we're going to copy the first oscillator, bring that to the third. Bring that up an octave. So now what I'm trying to do right now is that I want to fix the voicing on oscillator 2, so that way I can get something sort of cool and just blends well. Now the other thing I want to fix is those clicks. So get it as tight as possible to where like you want to click, but you want it to be very subtle. Now you do have the option of using the second oscillator over here, part B, which would be pretty cool actually. I'm gonna bring the volume down. Then that's all you really have. Maybe in the noise you can bring it down to just one voice, which is a pretty funny sound. See if... Oh, that doesn't do much. Okay. Part B, then put some voices on here. Maybe a square since you already have a saw. guys, and that is how you get a euphoric lead. And I'm not gonna say it's gonna be all, but it is a euphoric lead, and you do need to spend some time on the design. This is a type of euphoric lead. I wouldn't use this necessarily in the drop, but more like a audio freak kind of thing where you have a melody and then you build up to an actual like anti-climax. I could use chords and that would essentially make this sound a million times better. But yeah, there's only so much time you can do in a YouTube video. Now that's pretty much it for today. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're new here, show some love by subscribing to the channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any new content. Lastly, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you for letting me be able to do what I love and help you guys achieve your dreams. I will see you next time, where I will be explaining the mix down to my remix to Cali and Juice. So I will see you then.